This is my city without offices, and today, based on your suggestions, we're using this free area to build a port as well as a park to serve our city. I think building ports is not that easy, but I'll document all the steps I'll take, starting with terraforming. This entire thing is basically on a plateau lower than the city, and therefore we'll keep it that way. I will just grab this layer height, and also there is this house here. I want to preserve it. This is going to stay here untouched, hopefully. I'm afraid of destroying it by accident. But first, let's go to the terraforming. I will already make it a bit look less like nature. So we will have some key walls here later. Then I'll bring it around, keeping the house secure. And this here will have a way lower area that's also terraformed. My idea is that here left, there will be a passenger harbor. And here on the right, we'll build some harbor for like yachts or like private sailing boats. So on this side, I really want the blue water, and I think we can extend that, bringing it out. This will make it look very much like a beach that people can swim, which is pretty nice. I'll bring it out, but then still smooth out the terrain around it. And just like that, we have already created a major visual change to the area. Next, let's bring in the main piece of what we're building, which is this harbor. I wanted to sit somewhere here. Let's check it out. I guess that's a good location. The ships can arrive from the outside lanes and just dock here, bring in tourists and also new people that move in. Then I'll connect it up with a normal street. Next, I want to bring in some key walls, but there isn't really much area here. So I'm quickly gonna extend the terraforming to this area over here. I think this has some opportunities as well. So I have first roughly reshaped it in the way I want it to look. Next, I throw in a pedestrian road because this is what I want my quay wall to be. Basically a walkable promenade. And then once it's drawn in, we'll take the terraforming tool again, put it down to a very small brush size and bring it up close to this road, removing all the leftover soil, creating a straight wall in the process. And this will be my quay wall. This is the easiest method, but the thing is, it doesn't look like concrete, but you can also make it look like this, which is way more desirable. And if you build it over water, just like this, at some height like a bridge, you can even get concrete walls, which is different to what we have on these walls that we just terraformed. And the nice thing, what we can do with a layout like this, is to kind of build out a small harbor, just like with walls going out like this. These are just pedestrian paths at an elevation of 2.5 meters. For this, I turned off all the snapping, just so it can be built more comfortably. I'm drawing in some imaginary docks. Oh, and just as I'm speaking, the colors are changing because it's turning winter. So sadly, all the saturation is gone now, but that does not affect our build. And just like that, we have a small private harbor, at least visually. Sadly, there are no boat props, but from far this looks very nice. And now we can start building out the area around it. Checking in with the special buildings, we can build this Italian one. Let's just put it right here and then zone some of the Italian housing around it as well. And then I also really want to put in this tea house because it looks very special. I think it fits very well the style here with a great view of the ocean, with people able to be sitting outside. Between here, there will probably be a major park. And then we worry about this other area here a bit later as well. For now, let's connect it all up. Let's get an alleyway, connect it up the slope. Now it can connect down here. And we'll have to do some terraforming here later to make it look a bit better. But these are the detail problems for later. Let's also connect up this pedestrian street with the main road on the harbor. And of course, it will also have other connections. But first, it's all about the rough layout. Next, let's build out some infrastructure around the main harbor. Again, terraforming is key. I'm envisioning some sort of slope to connect the house that we have down there. But also we need to keep the level here coming from the right. There we will have some additional quay walls very, very soon. Now let's build up some pedestrian paths. One connecting straight with the main road here, and then this is supposed to go down to the harbor, as well as one further down here to this house. Let's hope we can get it around, and just like that, people can take a look at this building, enjoy the view from down here as well, and everything is interconnected. This area here could probably fit a park quite well. So we will adjust the layout, bring out the street a good bit more, and then we have space for a ring park, bring back the pathway and then terraform around it. And every once in a while soften the terrain to make it look less harsh, but only the places where it fits, and we don't need an actual quay wall. Now let's get some action going, bringing in some boat traffic. We can connect it up to the global line back over here, so the boat will travel along the entire coastline. Then we can get in a passenger ship all the way to the outside and back to the terminal. So we'll have some traffic going now, which is great. But that also means we have more stuff to do in this area. And I'm honestly thinking about bringing in a modern art museum to make some attraction for tourists to come. And then we'll build the rest of the area around it. Let's somewhat line it up with the harbor. Then let's also make some space for parking lots. Then let's connect it up with streets as well. And now let's try to get some symmetry going with some of the parking lots and of course a path crossing in between, so people can park in these main areas but also walk directly from the harbor to this modern museum, which, whoa, this is a pretty cool building. It also has its own parking spaces and areas around it. And now let's figure out the other connections. So I guess we will have one alley from up here coming down. Let's make that happen. First I terraformed a slope for it, and then we can bring it straight down. That already clears up some of the connections we have. Then let's actually make this here a one-way road, because I want to bring some streets around this building. And now after trying to make it work for a long while, nothing is symmetrical here anymore, but at least it works. And then I drew in some other streets for connections. And with that, let's continue back to quay walls and managing this area that we still have left. So let's do the same thing that we did before, adding in pedestrian streets, add a bit of height to make it go out to the ocean, fix the area around, smooth out the terrain, don't forget the seafloor, remove terrain next to the wall, and connect everything up with the existing infrastructure. And I'll just add an unnecessary large promenade right here, just to give it some interesting look, upgraded with trees of course. Next, let's get in the piers, of course mirroring the design from the other side. And just like that, we have the structure of the entire area. Now of course we're missing zoning here, and that's quite interesting as well. First I want to add some special buildings, the Grand Dynasty Hotel. Let's put it right here. Maybe we can get it aligned a tiny bit better with this street. So this is sitting right here at the harbor. And then I want a few more shops. Zoning is already looking pretty good. Let's get in the Oasis kitchen right here. It's a very big plot. It also looks very expensive. Then we got the Horizon Lounge. Then some normal buildings. Also here on the other side, just so people can shop. Also, we can throw in some mixed-use building here. Maybe it will look good, we'll see. And that almost finishes this entire area. Let's add like a small gate here just for tourist attractions. These houses on this side, they look pretty good. We have 6 people arriving with this massive passenger ship. Let's also throw in another small park, just for people to enjoy. Then this is like a very good tourist town. We have way too much traffic going through here, but nothing anyone can do about it. Also 0 people are renting these rooms, but 1,000 people are employed here. That's pretty crazy. I wonder if they are paying taxes, but their company profitability doesn't look too good, but that's not a problem for us right now. Let's finish this area with a ton of trees. Then this side is done. Then these parking lots are kind of small. Let's get in a giant one. And while we're at it, check our prices for all of them, just so maybe we make a bit more money. We can do the same for the harbor, and checking in with the art museum. For some reason it has residents. Okay. But also for some reason, I don't realize what happened, but at some point our monthly balance just skyrocketed. I mean, technically we 10x'd it in this video, but why? I mean, first let's pay back a loan. We're suddenly making tons of money in commercial, where before we were making almost none. Wait, what happened? I didn't even zone that much more commercial. Is it this hotel? Wait, I want to check this. So right now we're making 6.9 million in commercial revenue. Let's delete this hotel. Let's just wait for a while. And maybe we'll just get in some more zoning back here. Just make it a bit denser, fill it up with the Italian housing. Same as here, then this will stay. And now our profits are at 500,000. So, whoa, this hotel alone, I mean, check this out. Monthly balance 500,000. Taxation, commercial 400,000. Now we put down the Grand Dynasty Hotel, which by the way costs us $0. We put it down here. It looks very nice, nice roof. It has employees, 1,000 of course, but it has a total of 0 customers. There's no rented rooms. It is not even running at a good efficiency, but we can already see we're up to 700, 800. This will grow. Let's just wait another few minutes. And just like that, we're up to 6.2 million in profit because somehow this building is paying like 6 million in taxes a month. Very well. I wonder how it can afford that at 4 rented rooms. These must be crazy expensive rooms, but that means our harbor is also crazy profitable. Going back to our building project, I've added paths around these buildings here, and now we do the same thing that always works in this game. Just spam everything with trees. That will make it look nice. Give it some height variation, some bushes. And just like that, we have built a beautiful harbor area. I think it looks really, really nice. We have a hotel, we have nice dining places. We have a route where tourists can arrive. Right now, 11 of them. So it's increasing. They can pay crazy fees here and then they can all drive around the city and explore it. I hope you liked this episode. Maybe you got some inspiration. We even uncovered a crazy glitch with this hotel. Let me know what we should build next on this island. And with that, thank you for watching and happy gaming.